when we talk about the third type of evidence, prototypical, we can talk about what Jefferson is doing at Monticello. If we know he's using the same worker, it's the same kind of feature, and we can even go beyond Poplar Forest to find the same worker working at the University of Virginia on something Jefferson designed, something that he specifies, and some feature that is just like the one at Monticello or Poplar Forest. We also have some physical evidence like pieces of stone that were found on the site, and we can see if those are the same things that Jefferson's using at Monticello. Maybe it's something he ordered from Monticello and he had extra and he sends it to Poplar Forest. There are also little bits of evidence at the University of Virginia, for instance, of how did he form the stair tread on a staircase? If you know that it's the same worker, you can go see a detail that probably doesn't change. And in terms of things like doors and window trim and door trim and baseboards and all those things, we can see Jefferson picks one type of Roman molding from day one when he's doing Monticello in the 1770s, and he uses that detail throughout his life. And so you have to be careful. Either Jefferson is very consistent using the same thing, or he might change something time after time. So that's why you have to put all of this evidence together. And if this was a generic house restoration, you could find generic information. Because it's Thomas Jefferson, you have to be very specific about what he wanted to do, what he did do, and then later, how it changed. So these are the kinds of things that are the platform of doing the restoration of Poplar Forest. One thing that is true on almost all restorations of museum houses in the past century was there's almost never enough time or money to do it correctly or fully. A lot of projects have a limited time and a budget, and usually the questions you have are when somebody's putting it together, doing the restored parts, and somebody will say, well, we don't know how that was done, and somebody else will say, well, there's no time to figure it out, just do something. So time and money are very critical factors, and that's why Poplar Forest has been a great model to teach from, because we had no artificial deadlines to come up with the first evidence, then find something that gave us the question, which is usually the physical evidence, and then had the time to go back and find the answer to that question. So that's why this has been an ideal project, because the professional team was calling the shots. And once this process and project got going, we realized that the visitors who are coming through Poplar Forest throughout this whole process are fascinated by the process, by the forensic evidence, by a worker restoring something. So there's kind of a value added on this Poplar Forest project that people could come in the middle of a process and understand how you investigate, how you restore. And at the same time, we are also giving people a rare glimpse into Jefferson's process, because we try to follow his historical sequence of what the workers do first and second and third. And that gives you an even more rare view of the process, and in particular, Jefferson's process.